Jason and Lily, a young couple, are strolling through the bustling streets of New York City, working diligently to organize a farewell party for Jason's brother, who is embarking on a new career opportunity in Japan. They're capturing their day on camera with the intention of presenting it as a cherished memento for Jason's brother. Upon arriving at Jason's apartment, he entrusts Hudson with the task of documenting the party. Jason instructs Hud to roam around the gathering, recording messages for his brother from all the attendees. As Hud focuses the camera on Lily, his attention seems to linger on Marlena, a girl he secretly harbors a crush on. Hud approaches Marlena, hoping to persuade her to leave a message for Jason's brother. However, Marlena appears uncomfortable and attempts to evade the request. Despite Marlena's reservations, Hud persists and she reluctantly agrees. Afterward, Marlena excuses herself from the situation. The highlight of the evening arrives when Rob, Jason's brother, makes his surprise entrance and is greeted by the revelry thrown in his honor. Rob takes a moment to express his gratitude with a brief speech, thanking everyone for their thoughtfulness. A significant twist occurs when Beth, the girl Rob has an affection for, finally arrives at the party. Rob welcomes her warmly, but he's taken aback to discover that she has come with a companion. In an effort to capture the unfolding drama, Hud discreetly ventures into the hallway, aiming to record Rob and Beth's private argument. Tensions flare as Rob expresses his frustration with Beth for bringing another man to his celebration, while Beth expresses her anger, citing Rob's lack of communication with her over the past few weeks. Lily reveals that Beth and Rob have been romantically involved, causing a ripple of shock among the attendees. Hud takes it upon himself to share this revelation with the rest of the party guests. Beth re-enters the scene briefly and hasty go away. Rob confides that the night he and Beth shared was a spontaneous occurrence. Jason encourages Rob to contemplate his feelings, acknowledging that Rob has harbored affection for Beth for quite some time. However, their conversation is abruptly interrupted by a loud, jarring boom. A news report relays the unsettling news of an earthquake. All guys decide to ascend to the roof for clearer view of the situation. As they reach the rooftop, an enormous explosion lights up the night sky, prompting a hasty retreat back into the building. Fireballs rain down on the panicked pedestrians below. Explosions continue, and a colossal object plummets from the heavens. The head of the Statue of Liberty. One of the buildings collapses, forcing them to seek refuge inside another structure. After the chaos subsides, Jason and Hud venture outside. Group begins their journey on foot, making their way towards the Brooklyn Bridge. As they reach the bridge, they join a throng of people intent on escaping the city's turmoil. Rob receives a call from Beth. Rob, Lily, Marlena, and Hud pause, awaiting Rob's conversation with Beth. But Jason becomes separated from the group, Lily desperately calling out to Jason from a distance. Suddenly, an enormous appendage emerges from the water, crashing onto the bridge and landing directly on Jason's location, resulting in a devastating loss. The bridge begins to crumble, plunging people into the bay. Lily, Hud, Marlena, and Rob manage to make it back to the streets, but they are overcome with shock and grief. Hud attempts to console Rob, but Rob is lost in a daze. Rob realizes his camera's battery has died and rushes into a ransacked store to procure fresh batteries. The arrival of military trucks heralds a new development, as news reports reveal soldiers engaged in a fierce battle against the colossal creature. Rob finally manages to reconnect with Beth, who reveals that her apartment has collapsed, trapping her inside. She pleads for Rob to come to her aid. Despite the group's attempts to dissuade him, Rob resolves to rescue Beth and Lily decides to accompany him. Hud and Marlena have no choice but to follow suit. As they set out, the behemoth abruptly reappears, thrusting them into the midst of a perilous crossfire as bullets and missiles fly through the air. Faced with imminent danger, the group decides to seek refuge in the subway, retreating underground as they contemplate their next move and how they can rescue Beth and escape the crumbling city. Rob's phone rings, and with a heavy heart, he answers his mother's call, delivering the devastating news of Jason's passing. As they traverse the dark, foreboding tunnels, peculiar sounds emanate from the shadows. Sensing imminent danger, they quicken their pace and opt to resurface at the nearest subway station. Hud activates the camera's night vision, revealing unsettling creatures adorning the tunnel ceiling. Hud urges the group to sprint, but the creatures launch an attack. One of these beasts charges at Marlena, inflicting a bite wound upon her. Hud and Rob muster their strength to forcefully repel the creature, allowing them all to seek refuge in a maintenance room. Marlena, wounded but resilient, bears a deep gash on her back, navigating through dimly lit hallways until they catch sight of bright lights shimmering in the distance. As they draw nearer to the lights, Marlena experiences a sudden bout of dizziness. Their arrival is met with the presence of soldiers who swiftly escort them to their secure base. Entering an infirmary filled with numerous casualties, Rob endeavors to convey their search for Beth to the soldiers, but they inform him that they can't help it. Marlena suddenly begins to bleed from her nose and eyes. Soldiers and medical personnel swiftly and efficiently transporting Marlena away to a quarantine area where Marlena's body inflating before violently exploding. They are escorted outside, where they encounter a soldier who is willing to grant them passage in their quest to save Beth. Upon reaching Beth's apartment, they're greeted by the precarious sight of her building. Ascending to the 39th floor of the adjacent structure, they discover Beth in a dire state, impaled by a steel bar and pinned to the floor. Collectively, they muster the strength to free Beth. Returning to the adjacent building, they witness a heartening sight. Fighter jets relentlessly bombarding the monstrous creature, which appears curiously impervious to the onslaught. As they make their way back to the streets, they sprint towards the waiting evacuation helicopters. Upon reaching the helicopters, Lily manages to secure a seat on one of them, leaving Rob and Hud to board a different chopper. The bombs strike the beast, causing it to topple amid a shroud of dust. The monster emerges from the swirling smoke, colliding with her chopper and sending it spiraling out of control. The helicopter crash lands unceremoniously in Central Park, where Beth rouses Hud. With immense effort, they extricate Rob. However, the monstrous entity abruptly resurfaces. The camera tumbles downward, showing the lifeless Hud. Rob and Beth seek refuge beneath a small bridge. Beth sheds tears, fully aware that their friends have either perished or gone missing. In their final moments, Rob attempts to record a message, identifying himself and recounting the harrowing events that have unfolded. In the face of impending doom, Rob and Beth exchange heartfelt declarations of love as more bombs descend, extinguishing the recording. That's all for today. What do you think of this movie? Write your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more such videos.